Cloud-native application deployments are becoming a new normal. So is data management. How about cloud-native data management? How SODA Foundation is looking at new technological adoption for solving demanding requirements from the industry. This session covers the new projects and technology direction for SODA Next. We'll have an interactive session to consider inputs to refine and plan for our next projects. We have with us Kei Kusunoki, Technology Development Storage Engineer from NTT Communications, and Sanil Kumar D, Chief Architect, Huawei Technologies and TOC Co-Chair at SODA Foundation. Over to you, Sanil and Kei.
Thanks, Anvit. Yeah, once again, welcome to SODA Code and this session. It's just a continuation. I think you have already attended SODA projects, the story of SODA projects, the previous session. And in this session, we will cover some of the new projects and why those projects and where we stand and how new developers can join us, join this new technology development from the beginning itself. So with me, Kei Kusunoki. Kei, you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm Kei Kusunoki, end user committee co-chair in SODA Foundation, and also I'm storage engineer in NTT Communications. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to talk this topic today. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Kei. Myself, Sanil, part of Huawei Technologies and part of the TOC as co-chair for SODA Foundation. Let's get started. Okay, starting a refreshing slide, because this you might have seen multiple times this slide yesterday and today. Quick glance at SODA ODF. You can see on the right hand side our vision that we want to connect any platforms to any storages, be it enterprise or open source or cloud. Cloud is missing here. And in between, we want to have an open data framework to manage the data. And our key propositions are it's completely open source, connect data silos, and it is extensible, not only with ODF projects, but also the other projects from the community. And some of the key highlights are we are in the process of standardizing some of the APIs and build this ecosystem of hardware, software solutions and services. And also planning to come up with some kind of certifications for these components so that seamlessly the business solutions can be built on top of it. It's a quick intro on the ODF. Okay, coming to cloud native and data lake, and there are a lot of jargons these days. So we'll just see at least the cloud native and data lake. Are these just buzzwords today? Okay, these are some of the real data you might have already seen in some of the slides. Some of the industry reports, this is not limited to this, so some of them I just captured. If you see on the container world, container deployment, it has been increasing tremendously over the last few years. And the prediction says that it is increasing remarkably for coming 3 to 5 years. The container deployment, the container as a service, CAS, and then we will see container storage as a service in the coming slides, and also the container application deployment, and also CNCF, one of the survey, it says that 84% is used in the production. So it is no more just imagination. And we also from SODA Foundation, we have done a survey last year. This also providing a clear indication that things are moving more on Kubernetes-based deployment or container-based deployment, even in the case of cloud, on-premise, or in the hybrid use cases. So things are moving in the real deployment. And not different for data lake as well. I mean, data lake market is growing. You can, even if you forget about the data lake specifically, the data part of it, data management part of it, a lot of research happening in unstructured data management. That's why the data lake also having more and more different technologies or buzzwords. It's not really buzzwords today. Breakthrough research happening in case of data lake as well, like data mesh, distributed data management, data fabric, data lake house, Auto ML, it's automatic machine learning for data cleansing, data preparation, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of research happening in this space. So we hear this at SODA Foundation, and we discuss, we analyze, and that's why we are considering these as clear trends towards cloud native and things like that. Kei, you want to add something more and your experience of what's happening in data and cloud native space, the momentum?
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of the service provider, we are working on such kind of the cloud native solution using public cloud and private cloud. So yeah, that trend is really really true in the market, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Kei can talk very much from the end user perspective. Okay, before we
Yeah.
get into the cloud native or cloud, our direction about SODA Lake and container data management, some of the terms can be a little bit confusing. One is about cloud native storage CNS. It's nothing but API driven storage management. So software defined storage, which has got a strong API or REST based or a clear API based management. All those can be called as cloud native storage. And I'll go to the container storage. So the container centric storage solutions are cloud native. So container storage, when you say it is cloud native, because it is completely based on the API. At the same time, not the other way. Cloud native storage, there are different kinds of cloud native storages available. So whatever attached in, say, the container platform development, say Kubernetes or Mesos or Cloud Foundry, all these storage deployments could be considered in a high level as container storage solutions. And now, when it comes to the container storage, you will come across a term called container storage interface, CSI, which is very popular, especially in the container platform level, Mesos or Kubernetes level. So this is, in fact, CSI is a specification. It is not even a software. So CSI is a storage, container storage interface specification through which you can define your storages and connect to the container application platforms like Kubernetes or Mesos or whichever is compatible with CSI. So to do that, you follow the CSI specification and then write drivers for your storage so that easily can be connected to any container platforms which is compatible with CSI. I think most of them are compatible with CSI. So these are some of the terms. So when you say CSI plugin, you can hear about, you may tend to hear CSI plugins more. So CSI plugin is nothing but the driver written based on the CSI specification. Okay, so let's get into the trend again. Basically, in the container world or in the data management space, we want unified, we want global, we want hybrid, be it edge or core or cloud. We want to manage the data or different kind of storage types, file, block, or object. We want to manage it together across the platform and use cases. So if you see the current trend of solutions coming out from vendors or application platforms are like an ecosystem logical products. So these products will have multiple layers of proprietary and open source projects beyond the storage boxes. So that is how it is evolving, be it NetApp Astra or VMware Tanzu and different products, even Pure Storage. Most of the vendors are coming up with solutions, logical solutions with different layers or beyond the storage boxes with proprietary and also open source solutions. With this, the major intent of the solutions are to meet the demands like multi-cloud or hybrid kind of demands or application aware data management, or the solutions can work with cross vendor product ecosystem because it is no more vendor monopoly and solutions are becoming more vendor agnostic, in fact, at the same time meet all these challenges. So that's where the solutions are moving in. And it's not a notion anymore. Just to scare you, I have put some slides here that On the left-hand side top, you can see the CNCF container landscape. And on the right-hand side, you see the stack. I just put that stack to position the container storage, where the container storage fits in the overall container cloud native stack. And below, you can see some of the storage projects, open source projects in the container landscape on the top left. So there, it's growing. But the storage space was more driven by the top storage, enterprise storage vendors, but it is coming out with a lot of software solutions in the storage, open storage solutions, but still there are a lot of challenges to solve. That's
Yeah.
why, right? Okay, you want to add some more things on this?
Yeah. And also, there are many challenges in this area, and also there are many open source solutions as you see in this diagram. But so these open source storage solutions capability area is, it's different each other, right? So this open source solution cover this area, but don't cover this area or something like that.
Right.
So such kind of something overlapped, something missed. So such kind of the complicated cover matrix is also problem for the end user. So.
Right. I think, Kei, you rightly pointed out that there are solutions which are overlapping, solving the
Yes.
same problems in different ways. So choosing a solution for your problem can be tough. At the same time, there are many solutions missing for your problem, right?
Yes. So we need to use multiple open source storage solution. So open storage solution A and B or something like that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Pick and choose the right combination to solve your
Yes.
use case. So
Yes.
that's where we started thinking about some of the directions in container data management and also for the data lake. So that's why we started bringing two new technology focus areas we have been discussing from the last year. So we came up with two major areas. One is SODA Lake for data lake solutions. And in that, we are initiating a project called Como project. Uh, Como is a lake, a big lake in Italy. Some or the other way, we come up with some interesting names, thanks to our community. And this is the first project under SODA Lake for multi-cloud object data management. We'll see some introduction about that today. And the second one is SODA container data management as a direction. In that, we are coming up with the first project called Kahu. Kahu in Hawaiian, I think it means guardian, because it is connected to data protection. So as the name. It's the first project which we are initiating, and which will be first initial release will be happening by end of this month. We'll see some status today. It's mainly for the data backup and restore. So I let Kei to give a quick introduction on data lake project, how it started and what is the demand and stuff like that in the subsequent slide.
Okay. Yeah. So this project actually came from actual end user, SoftBank. SoftBank is the largest service provider in Japan and also in the global market. So as a service provider, SoftBank want to use storage from several applications as you see this diagram. So, so Spark or Hadoop or some machine learning application or something like that. But also their data is saved across the environment. So some data is saved in public cloud, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, or some confidential data is located in the on-premise data center. So data is distributed in the world. But the application, so many applications want to use this data, and so SoftBank needs some kind of the solution to manage their data, in terms of the ACL and search function or optimizing the usage or something like that. So actually, today in Japan, so not so much enterprise don't have such kind of the large environment across the world, several multi-cloud, hybrid cloud environment. So typically, the enterprise just use one cloud, AWS, that's all. So in that case, it's not a problem. But if we consider a large service provider such as SoftBank or NTT, or large enterprise like Toyota, so we service provider need to deal with such kind of the large environment across the multiple cloud and on-premise environment. So I believe SODA Common Solar Lake project can solve this kind of the painful problem in the real market. So if Soda Lake can provide such kind of the open standard, open source data management solution from several applications, so it's really good benefit it for us. Yeah, so that is a brief introduction of that. So this is actual use case about the Soda Lake project. So SoftBank and SODA Foundation are planning to have some kind of POC, as you can see in this slide. So as the POC step 1, so we prepare several customer data center and several Google cloud environment. So in this environment, we gonna have some kind of the POC and yeah, we evaluate data management, yeah, using the Soda Lake software. So yeah, okay. Yeah, that is detailed architecture. So let's go to the next. Yeah.
Yeah, so here, basically, as Kei mentioned, in the phase 1, we are starting, and we are also expecting community members to join. It's in the design phase, so it's the right time to join. So majorly, we will focus on multi-cloud object data management and service provider-driven access management. This is a key point, if you can see in the middle. And like Kei mentioned, this is a very high-level architecture today. With common unified API, like Kei mentioned, unified interface. And also it will be completely microservice based. So you have the data management, data and control plane components as services. So you can actually make the deployment smaller or bigger or extensible based on the use cases. And we also try to see the backend interfaces as compatible as possible. Like if we are managing object, we completely want to make it compatible with S3 APIs. And all the northbound will be REST or OpenAPI compliant. So that's where we are looking at, and it's getting started. And this is second area. This is on the container data management. This is not only SODA is working, many other players in the open source and the enterprise, they are working, as we see, because of the container data management direction. So if you see here, the green part is where we are looking at on the container data management part from the SODA, because the other part, you can see the Kubernetes components, so the container orchestration engine example is Kubernetes or Mesos or any other. And you have the control plane interface like CSI, and you have the data plane on the right hand side. So mostly we would like to have the data management on the control plane to start with. So you will have global controller, metadata management, and also if you see the data management extensions, that is where we start with. So you can see data protection, observability, data mobility, the moving the data from one enterprise to cloud or vice versa, or to edge kind of thing, and support the heterogeneous storage behind. So that is another critical point, because any deployment, if you see, you will see different kind of vendors storage. So you need to support heterogeneous even for observability or data management aspects. So that's why we just started a project called Kahu, the first project under SODA container data management. It's completely focusing on backup and restore for Kubernetes resource config and also the data part of it. So it can be across the cluster or even to the cloud endpoints. So the first focus is backup and restore for Kubernetes. Of course, it should support for other container platforms. And we plan to support the federation or the multi-cluster kind of scenarios. And also another key point which we are bringing, like I mentioned on the heterogeneous storage, we want to have a storage provider support, something like a CSI plus extension for the data management. Even if the CSI doesn't support certain features, this storage plugins can be written on top of the storage provider framework in Kahu, so that you can easily extend and coexist CSI features and also the extra features to manage your data backup and restore. Of course, we will definitely focus on low RPO and RTO, I mean, like any other backup solutions. And this is a high-level architecture again. So these are some.
Sanil, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. We have 5 minutes overtime. It's gone into the next session. We'll have to close this.
Okay. I'll skip this slide, and this is POC part. Okay, so the last but the most important point, this is the right time to collaborate. Now we are starting this, and we also have a channel, SODA CDM and SODA Lake in our Slack channel. Please join us, and you just say hi, and we can start from there. Sorry for taking extra time. Thanks, Kei, for joining, and thanks,
thank you so much, Sanil, and thank you, Kei. Extremely sorry to cut you there, but then we know how it is with these talks. If I let you, probably you'll speak into the entire day. So we will have another session. I'm pretty sure we'll be conducting meetups on CDM and Como projects. So please keep a track of all the future meetups and online sessions. We'll be talking more about these. Again, thank you so much, Sanil and Kei.
Hey, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
With that, we head into a break. Oh, thank you. With that, we head into a break at this point, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes' time. We're sorry about taking up some time in this, but then we could not stop the session at more decent time. We'll be back in some time now. Thank you.